When we didn't put split screen in with Halo 5, I think it's incredibly painful for the community and for us. You know, I think it erodes trust with the community, as the community is part of our world building. A lot of learnings from that, and I would say for any FPS going out forward, we will always have split screen in going forward. We will always have split screen in going forward.
We have had to make the difficult decision not to ship campaign split screen co-op and take the resources that we would use on that and go after this list and all these other things that we're going to talk about.
Season 2 has been extended to last 10 months, which now triples the length it was originally intended to be.
But here you get no co-op at all! Fuck you! No co-op! There's no Forge! The theater's often broken big team battle for like nearly a month now so far, and when you can get into the game, there's only like 3 fucking maps for one of the best modes? Are you out of your mind?
I am just so consistently baffled with this studio. It feels like a fever dream every time I log into this game.
We've given you every benefit of the doubt possible up to this point, man. It's just 5 years in development, 1 year delay.
I really think that it's inarguable that 343 has killed the Halo franchise. It has absolutely no relevancy anymore.
The rank system, it's janky. There's no server browser, there's desyncs, there's broken matchmaking, the list goes on.
The game is not only content lacking, but it's also really unstable as well. It has so many bugs and glitches that make it just a rough experience that go hand in hand to create just not an enjoyable game to play long term.
So yeah, it'll bounce back, but it'll never reach the heights that it could have reached if they just got it right out of the gate. I'm just so tired of waiting for games to get good. I'm so tired of waiting years for a game to become the package that it should have been on day one. But most of all, I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired.
So, since I've stopped playing Halo Infinite since February of last year, a lot of shit has happened. I've picked up streaming and gained over 1,500 followers. Todd Howard has lied to me a few more times. I've even unlocked the secrets of the universe. So, all's going really well. Meanwhile, over at 343 Industries, they've been fucking around in the dev room, playing patty cake with each other and shit. All the while, their child was left out in the car during the summertime. And since I've stopped playing in February, it seems like shit's only gotten worse. Split screen co-op's been cancelled. Updates have been taking forever to come out, and huge fucking content droughts with nothing to do. No customization, shitty ass challenges nobody cares about. It took them over a year to release Forge and custom games, and by that point the game was already pretty much dead. And they just left the flagship series for Xbox to die pretty much. I'm not even joking, I've never seen a game company mishandle a franchise this badly before. When this game came out, it was literally kicking ass. It was so fucking good, the gameplay was awesome, the campaign was alright. But the multiplayer itself was actually even fun. In my opinion, it was literally some of the funnest Halo I've played in a long time, since I was a little kid playing Halo 3. And to be honest, it probably even topped it in a lot of ways. And still does, it's a very fun game. But that only goes so far. Like, holy shit, man, there was nothing to do in the game at the time. The only thing I was left doing was grinding my rank, and I did manage to get to Diamond. Diamond 3, actually. And I enjoyed my time. I got pretty decent at the game. I wasn't fucking a god or anything, but I was alright. It was fun as hell shitting on noobs and teabagging their ass. I enjoyed the hell out of it. But then sometime around February, I started streaming, and I just took it really seriously, and I just really didn't have time to play games off stream and shit. So I just kind of drifted away from it. But like a stalking ex-girlfriend, I did check up on the game from time to time, and boy oh boy was that a lot of fun.
Halo is dead. Halo Infinite is dead.
The correct answer to the question, who is the worst game developer, is 343 Industries.
It's at this point of the video that I inform all of you, I'm officially boycotting Halo Infinite.
It just seemed like every time I checked up on the game, shit just got worse and worse and worse. They either weren't updating it, taking too long to get out updates, fucking around, doing shit incorrectly, and making shit worse overall. But recently, I've retried Halo Infinite, so I thought I'd give you my thoughts on it. Now, I'm just going to put this out there right now. This video is going to come across very sarcastic and pretty lighthearted, but Make no mistake, I take this very seriously. Halo is one of my top favorite franchises ever created. And the fact that 343 has been running shit the way they have been and taking fat shits all over the franchise, I do not appreciate whatsoever. So, now that's out of the way, let's get started, shall we? Get fucked, nerds. No, but seriously, newsflash, future Fuzduf here. I shit you not, while recording this video, it was announced on Twitter that Joe Staten, the main man, was departing from 343. Now, to my understanding, he's not being fired or laid off, he's simply being moved. He was the head creative for Halo Infinite's campaign. So I don't know if that means they're planning on releasing DLC for this game or not. I have no clue. But what I do know is that 343 is having a lot of employees laid off. Anyway, I don't know how this is going to play out, but yeah, Joe Staten leaving is the big thing for me. It's making me wonder if they're even planning on releasing DLC now. And for those of you who don't know, Joe Staten was the man that had a part in writing Halo 3's story, and he also helped write Halo 1, 2, and Halo 3 ODST. Anyway, back to the video. So, immediately upon launching the game, I noticed one thing. They still have the same goddamn title screen they had a year ago. And I know, when Season 3 comes out, they're gonna have a new title screen, blah, blah, blah. But my point still stands. It's outdated, you know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong, it's an alright title screen. It's just old, especially for a so-called live service video game. This is a very nitpicky thing, but they desperately need a new title screen. And there's a shit ton of other nitpick things I can sit here and talk about all day, but I'm going to be hitting the main ones. The title screen is just like a pet peeve of mine. I really don't like. So now on to customization. I'll be honest, I was actually somewhat impressed. And I was like, damn, they actually have armor in the game now. But then I realized something. They only have this much armor after a year later. A year later. And don't get me wrong, I actually like the way a lot of this armor looks. It's just the point, you know? It's painstakingly obvious. There was shit behind the scenes that was not functioning correctly or something, man. Because this game was touted as a live service game, and it's barely been fucking updated. They dropped the ball on this bitch so hard, it's so disheartening. And of course, with the release of Season 2, they're still going with the Battle Pass, which I guess is okay. But the main issue I have with this is I just think it sucks ass. I'm gonna be real. I really miss the old progression systems in Halo 3 and in Halo Reach. In those games, you had to have a certain amount of credits or be a certain rank or whatever. It just seems like it was a lot better to me overall, and far more satisfying to unlock things and progress too, you know what I mean? Now, I'm sure they can make a battle pass work on the side, but I think it was a massive misstep to launch the game without a basic foundational progression system. I feel it would be far more satisfying to unlock things through a more classic Halo progression system, and on the side, they can drop these battle passes for us, and they can continue charging $10 for it or whatever. I personally don't see a problem in that, considering at that point, there would already be a basic customization system for everybody to unlock things and enjoy the game, and the events and the battle pass would just be extra, basically. But of course, it's far too late for that. Any progression / ranking system they would ever bring out now at this point would be far down the line from now. But it's fun to dream sometimes. Now, the coding system in this game is alright, I guess. I can see the advantages of it, but I can also see the major disadvantages of it as well, unfortunately. It's like in Destiny 2, where you're limited to only shaders. If I were to choose, I would much prefer to go back to what actually fucking worked in all the previous Halo games. Even Halo 5, for God's sakes. In this game, you're limited to what it gives you, and the ones you can unlock. And for the time being, it really isn't all that many. And to be honest, I think a lot of them suck dick. All in all though, I honestly do think the Lone Wolf Season 2 Battle Pass that they had, I actually like the gear and stuff. I like the medals you could put on the side of your weapon. I like the shoulder pieces, the helmets. I dig it. I like it, to be honest. It's alright. Unfortunate that it's in a Battle Pass form, but, you know, it is what it is. It's okay. Now, Lone Wolves launched May 3rd, which means this battle pass is still fucking ongoing. Which also means this is some of the only content and customization you can actually have in the damn game. The end of Lone Wolves was actually during November. November 7th is when the winter update launched, which of course came with custom games and Forge and all that good stuff, but literally, there is not much here, to be honest. So, we've only been drip-fed, or rather, the Halo Infinite community has only been drip-fed this content. So all I'm gonna say is the players that stuck around with this game are fucking troopers, man. This game is barren like my love life. But I guess I can't shit all over it. I mean, the gear and stuff is cool looking, but it's just, it's so late, dude. You missed the mark, 343. You really did, man. I especially like this design. They kind of tweaked it a little bit, and it looks pretty cool, actually. I like it a lot. The Mark V helmet's probably my favorite, to be honest. But anyway, on to custom games and Forge. Now, I'll be honest, the custom games I've actually had a pretty good amount of fun with, and I don't understand Forge at all, but I know a lot of people have made some cool shit with it, so that's good. There's actually a custom games browser, too. That's also pretty nice. They still don't have a basic infection game, which is, unfortunate to say the least. Everybody fucking loves infection, man. It's so good. The fact that they don't have it yet is really another misstep, to be honest, in my opinion. I think a lot of people would probably come back just because of that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Now, I wouldn't say thousands or something like that, but I would say that it would be a pretty good attraction. However, there are infection game modes in the custom game browser that you can play, and they're alright, I guess. But on the bright side, they have added some pretty fun game modes, some that are pretty goofy and wacky, and I've had some pretty good fun with them. Of course, Big Team Battle is my cup of tea, though. I like fucking around with my friends and just having fun and, you know, fucking around. Boys will be boys. And of course, you still have ranked and all that good stuff, although I'm not going to touch that shit because I would be terrified to find out how bad I really am now compared to what I used to be. Another thing that's really unfortunate is the fact that they don't have, like, team snipers or something like that. I mean, I think they have, like, a weekly rotation or every other week rotation or some shit, but still, though, I feel like that should be a mainstay. I don't know. I've always really enjoyed it. I feel like it's another misstep on their part. I mean, if you're going to have Fiesta the entire time, why wouldn't you have team snipers? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. And now, they still have, of course, their weekly challenges, which I sometimes think they're quite annoying, but other times I think they're kind of fun, too. I mean, I don't know. It does break up the monotony if you're grinding rank or whatever like I used to do. So it was kind of like a good break. And of course, it'll give you an item after you've completed all the challenges and all that good shit. There is a major problem with this system though, and many will agree. It's the fact that to do these challenges, sometimes you have to play like a dumbass. So like if you have to get 3 sticky kills, then you would fucking try and stick 3 people throughout the match. Therefore, it could get you killed, then piss your team off. That's kind of just a quick example, but this is a common thing, and many players do not like this. And I don't either. For very damn good reason, in my opinion. I know I just spent the last 10 minutes completely shitting on the game, but you know what? It's fucking deserved, man. This game was such a massive letdown. For 2 long years, I was insanely hyped up for this game. They brought back the old art style. It even seemed like they were actually listening to feedback. All this game has proven is 343's lack of incompetence when it comes to the Halo franchise. It's completely possible that this game can make a huge comeback, but highly unlikely. And even if it did, it would never reach the height it could have if it capitalized on the excitement at launch. If Halo Infinite launched with custom games and Forge, I really don't think I'd be making this video right now. The Halo community would have been able to self-sustain their own enjoyment. I actually think Halo Infinite has the funnest gameplay of any first-person shooter I've ever played. But for them to mishandle it this badly, it's so fucking depressing. There was a great YouTube video made a few months ago, created by a YouTuber known as 𝗨𝗛𝗣𝗏𝗧𝗘𝗥𝗏, and it was titled, Remember Halo. And I think it perfectly encapsulates how most Halo fans are feeling right now. We feel fucking betrayed, man. 343 will completely knock it out of the park with the campaign, story, art style, etc., but completely fuck up others, such as having Forge and custom games on launch. And if that's too much to ask for, how about having an actual fucking progression system on launch day, like all the others? You know, I really thought Halo had a chance at being the most played first-person shooter again. Boy, was I naive. I guess I'll end this video by saying, 343, you fucked me once, you fucked me twice, and well, you fucked me a third time, but you're not getting me a fourth. I'm actually done. When the next Halo's tease, I'm going to withhold my excitement until I see you've actually proven that you're listening to your community, rather than trying to sterilize it.
It didn't take long for Halo Infinite to die. We never cared to update the game. We weren't merely fast enough to bring the player base content, therefore the population dwindled and the game turned into the shit show that it is now. Goodbye, oh and like and subscribe or I'll eat your ass.